think he suffered a lot with a lot of those reports.
The best news of all.
I used to share an office with Don, and I couldn't concentrate because Don was making so much racket constantly. So I looked up and I said very, very quietly, Don, I want you to be very, very still. And Don looked at me and the whole room started laughing. And he was quiet after that. I can remember when I first started anchoring, I was very intimidated to work with Dave. I was so in awe of him, and I got very nervous and my heart started beating, and I began to talk in sort of a staccato, thinking I was going to faint. When we finally got to a commercial break, Dave Moore looked at me and he said, "Are you having a heart attack?" They do a lot of fishing stories. They do too many fishing stories, really, in my opinion. But I have no control over this. I'm outnumbered. So all I can do is just, up next, another fishing story.
The best news of all.
It's called a Missouri twang, and I've had it all of my life. When I was a real small girl, I can remember going to the library to apply for a card. And when I brought the card home, it said Pat Mouse. Spelled M-O-U-S-E. Down there, Southeast Missouri, Boot Heel, I would say Pat Mouse. I was reading along on the teleprompter, and I came to the word misled, which I transposed into misled. These people had been misled. There was no question about it. I was very firm and emphatic about that. So when we got to the commercial, the fellow running the teleprompter said, "What does misled mean?" I said, "Why don't you look it up? It's the same as misled." I think Don has always wanted to go after the bad guys, and I've always wanted to go find the good guys. If he were doing a story about the man who robbed the bank, I'd want to do a story about the victim of the robbery. So maybe in some way we complement each other. Our approach may be different, but I think we feel the same way about our job.
And when she came back from the Sudan, she made a statement not only about the tragedy of the starvation, the tragedy of the civil war, and the state of siege that the Sudan and Ethiopia is in. She came back and had the courage to make a statement different than anyone else who covered that story. She came back with a story of dignity.
The best news of all.
I had these big ears and they stick out, and she decided that what I needed was a new hairstyle. So she sent me to a guy she goes to who gave me a body wave. And I looked like I had a 1950s bouffant. And I went on the air with that. And she said, "No, the people will like it. The people will like it." 80 phone calls. 80 from Apple Valley. She is country. We were doing, I think, the weekend shows early on, and she said that the state insurance commissioner has whatever And at the break, I said, I think that's insurance, isn't it? He said, no, not where I come from, that's insurance. I said, where are you from, Mars? The hills of Mars. I told the judge, respectfully, that I wasn't going to reveal a confidential source. And they told me that I'd probably go to jail if I didn't. So I decided I was going to go to jail, and if I was going to go to jail, I would learn how to play a harmonica if I was going to be a proper prisoner. So I learned. I had 3 dreams. 1, I always wanted to play professional basketball. That won't happen. 2, I wanted to sing in an a cappella gospel group. 3, I want to be a professional bass fisherman. The 4th one was that I wanted to anchor the 10 p.m. news. I got that one. I'm working on the other 3.
The best news of all.
We'll be back right after this. Go to commercial. Pat looks at me and says, that's the stupidest question I have ever heard in my life. Oh, good, thanks, Pat. I said, I knew it was stupid. But she tells me anyway. She's real helpful.
The best news of all.
She can make me quiet. She tells me to be still. It's the quiet. It's kind of like a Twilight Zone take where she is looking somewhere and then slowly goes, Don, be very, very still. And then I'm very still.